Welcome to another In Wheel Time podcast, a 30-minute mini version of the In Wheel Time car show that airs live every Saturday morning, 8 to 11 a.m. Central. Car Talk. Howdy. It's the In Wheel Time Car Talk show. Just ahead, we talk to the author of Car Confidential, plus a look at the automotive headlines this week, along with Mike Out of This World Mars, King Conrad DeLong. We always need more Jeff Zekin. I'm Don Armstrong, glad that you could join us. And Mr. Mars is going to introduce our first guest.
Yeah, so we get to Christmas time, we try and do our Christmas shows, and we try and find things that our audience could look for potential Christmas gifts for their automotive enthusiasts, because sometimes car guys, you see something you want, you go buy it. So if somebody's trying to buy something for you, so we try and help them find some different things. And that includes car books, or books about cars or car things. So we ran across Car Confidential. Now I'm gonna say this, and I hope I've got it right, but Shahe Koulloukian, is that correct or close? Maybe.
Close. Good morning, gentlemen. It's Shahe, S-H-A, and then think of the word hey, Shahe.
Shahe.
Yes.
How about the last? Did I get the last name close?
Last name is phonetically just like it's spelled, Koulloukian.
Yeah, I'll take it.
Yeah, there you go.
That's an Irish name, isn't it?
Oh, of course, 100%. Irish cousin to the Kardashians.
There you go. I like it. Well, it's good to have you with us, and thank you very much. Tell us about Car Confidential.
Yes, thank you for the opportunity. Car Confidential basically is the book. The message of the book is to allow car consumers to know that this is buying a car is not enough. Everybody knows how to buy a car. Everybody knows how to sell a car. But owning a car, being responsible for it is another chapter of owning and being responsible. So like I've owned an auto repair shop for 28 years, and every single customer that comes in has no clue about the car. They know about the color. They know about how fast it goes. They know about the leather seats, the Bluetooth, all the functionalities, but they have no idea about the car. And then they're the first to cry to say, I got ripped off. I didn't know I was overpaying for something. So this book is to break down the fundamentals, to let every car owner be responsible for the car and say, all right, I own it. I'm responsible for it. What do I need to know? And it starts there. And then the book is basically broken down into 23 chapters about maintenance, safety, and care.
Well, this would be a great book for your new driver, or one that maybe is going off to college, hey, here's the car.
Yeah, I was thinking the college student headed off with a new car.
Yep, and head off to college. Here are the fundamentals of what to do with your car.
Yeah, absolutely. And then, like I said, there's a lot of folks that also say, oh, my dad taught me. Well, what is it that your dad taught you? Well, I'm supposed to look behind me and look at the side view mirrors. But did your dad teach you how to change a tire? No. Did your dad tell you about the oil grade in the car? No. Did your dad show you where the owner's manual is for you to read it? No, I have no idea. Do you even know what the car weighs? No, I don't. What's the tire size? I have no idea. But what do you know about the car? Well, it starts, it runs, it's got speed, it makes noise, I can put my seatbelt on, and it connects with my iPhone. That's not enough for a car owner.
No, but I got granddaughters that you're talking exactly about them.
Yeah. Well, I will tell you this, that my oldest daughter, who's now long out of college, we gave her a car to drive up there. It was one of mine that I'd taken pretty good care of, and it lasted for a long, long time. And there was a need for a repair, and she went to school in Austin, and no, not UT, but she went to school in Austin, and too far away for me to be able to help her with it. So we called around and got a suggestion as to a shop that would be honest and that I could work with long distance. Here I am in Houston, she's in Austin. And it turned out that through a couple of phone calls, one of them to the college that she went to, St. Edward's University, one of them there, and somebody else that I had a connection with in Austin. Had they ever heard of this repair shop? That sort of thing. So between two recommendations, both of them recommended this particular shop that was close to campus. And I said, take it there and find out who the service writer is, get his card, get his name, and have him call me once he gets the car there.
So you could third base whatever it was they were trying to do.
And it worked out very well. And they were open and honest, and I had good feelings, and they fixed the car right. And but those are the kind of things that she wouldn't have known about what to do because she's 18. And I would imagine that you, being a shop owner, have probably dealt with that a time or two.
All the time, being that my shop is like 3 miles away from Grand Canyon University, and I have a lot of students, parents that called me and say, "Hey, Shahe, my son, daughter is going to campus, and I'm not there, but I need to be have open dialogue with you so you can keep me in the loop." So through emails, through pictures, videos, I loop the parents in, and I also kind of ask, is it all right if I can become Uncle Shahe, because I need to take over where you're not, so I could be a little stern and let the student know, you are overdue for this oil change. Why are you 7, 8, 9, 10,000 miles for this oil change that you haven't changed? Well, I've been busy, my school, my this. So I also like taking part to be the uncle and say, no, here's what you need to do. I can text you to remind you. I can email you to remind you. I know you got class and things going on. So it's important to have that relationship with the parents as well, and I do that all the time.
Do you still own your shop?
I do. I own it and I run it. Yes.
So have you found some of the new pre-inspection video picture programs have been to your advantage to share that with the parents so that they can see what you're trying to present to them?
Yeah, it is, and it's unfortunate. And the book also mentions this too, that we are such a currently we're a click-based society.
Yep.
But our biggest weakness as car owners is patience and convenience. If it's not convenient for me, I'm not interested. So this is why I've said it from day one. The rep that mechanics have gotten to be crooked or lying or thieves or whatever the case may be, I think that was given by consumers saying back in the early 20th century when this all started, it was magic to know, well, what is this? It's a car. How can you fix it? But then when you got this group of people that are technicians that realize and are passionate about fixing it, it became the secret society that the consumer didn't know. So when you don't know, you're afraid. And when you're afraid, you're being taken advantage of. And right. I think that consumers need to be their own first line of defense to say, look, I'm not a mechanic. I don't know anything about cars, but I'm smart enough to ask, well, Mrs. Johnson, you need brakes. The first question is, do I need brakes now? Oh, well, no, not really. Oh, I don't know. Well, how low are they? Well, 30%. Well, how does 30% last? I don't know, 10,000 miles? Oh, so I don't need it now. That one little question will break the barrier of you taking control of your car and your spending power. So being sensible is the way to be, and it's simple as that. So
yeah. Your book is trying to educate the car owner on communicating with the shop and what their vehicle needs so that everything kind of runs smoothly as their vehicle ages, because as everybody's vehicle ages, things need to be done and in some kind of a sequence as well. But yeah, because to me, I think the biggest detriment to a shop owner and where this whole thing of, they're all lying thieves and crooks, because I've been in the business since the 70s, and I'll tell you that's not true. But the lack of education of the owner becomes fear as the shop owner's trying to educate them on what their vehicle needs, and all of a sudden, oh, you mean it's going to be $1,000 to do that? Well, you must be, trying to take advantage of me, and that's really not necessarily the case.
Correct. Yeah, and once you know that you bought a BMW, you bought a Mercedes for the quote unquote sake of, I hate to use the word vanity, but it's there, and it's an extension of who you think you are. So when you're pulling in your valet and your neighbors are waving at you and you're in your Starbucks line, feeling good about your car, and then now on the opposite spectrum, you're in front of me, and I tell you need brakes and rotors, and it's going to be $700, you're freaking out. Whoa, my God, I can't believe it. this is too much.
And
Too much compared-
that's cheap on a BMW,
Yeah,
$700.
exactly.
You know, I was gonna say
it's like
you know,
too much. How too much compared to what? So I always educate, and this book is to say that when you say it's too expensive, you got to stop and ask yourself, expensive compared to what?
Right.
Do I walk into a shop with 10 different estimates and your estimate is expensive, or at this moment my budget can't afford it, so I can label you as expensive?
Well, you know,
this is where you need to go.
I will tell you that I think that part of the bad rap was kind of self-induced, if you will. Back in my generation, when I worked at a Chevrolet dealership years and years ago, we were taught to upsell. Mm-hmm. And with that upsell, you know, you don't need to have the oil changed right now, but we need to do the coolant right now. Mm-hmm. And it's always something we had to add to the ticket, the bottom line of the ticket. And I think that got taken way out of hand, and it kind of gave the service industry a bad rap because we're trying to upsell it. Wait, there's no reason for that.
And
really.
in the industry, the trainers will tell you a one-line ticket is not good. You know, you're wanting to look at repair orders that have multiple lines on them, which goes back to what you were saying. You know, in some instances, the service advisor is held accountable to not have a lot of one-line tickets. They want to have multi-line tickets. So that's where that upsell happens.
Well,
but if the upsell's done correctly and in the right timely manner, and the customer's educated enough to know, oh, well, no, I have 65,000 miles on my vehicle. It is time for cooling system service.
Yeah.
You know, but without that education of the consumer, everybody thinks you're trying to take advantage of
That's
it.
right. So it's kind of a catch-22, like you mentioned earlier.
Yeah, absolutely. And I think that the core of the issue is it boils down to, I get a lot of applicants from mechanic schools here in the Valley. They come in and they say, hey, I want to apply. And I ask them, well, where are you currently working now? How long have you been out of school? About 2 years. Well, what are you doing now? I'm a forklift operator at Home Depot. Okay, but you left school, you're in debt $60,000. Where didn't you work anywhere? No, nobody will hire me. Well, when you do get that raw student that comes in, somebody has to give them a chance. And if it's in the wrong hands, that individual shop owner is going to train this young man to sell, make money, make money, make money. It went from being passionate about learning and understanding how a car works. Why is it broken? The biggest diagnosis guys in the industry are the ones that know how it works. They can diagnose it because they know how it works. If you don't know how anything works, you're not going to be able to diagnose it. So if in that core, you're in the wrong hands, you become this corrupt individual who happens to be a mechanic that jumps from shop to dealership to shop and is chasing the bottom line all the time. And then flat raters, same thing. When they're getting paid flat rate, this guy's making money, but the only way to make that one liner become a 20 liner on the ticket is to sell. Mm-hmm. Legit or not, he needs to push that envelope because he needs to make his bottom line, which ends up being the bottom line of the shop owner. So the fruit doesn't fall far from the tree. If these mechanics are in the shop that's based on empathy, open dialogue, relationships, their technicians will be the same way. But if they're not, they stay corrupt, and it repeats itself over and over.
And how much time does he spend in the Snap-on truck because he's got to make that payment?
Exactly. And it's so easy. That Snap-on guy will give him a $7,000 toolbox that the kid is 26 years old, hasn't even broken 30,000 gross a year in income, and he's already making, it's only $20. It's only $50. But
that was me.
Yeah. Oh yeah. And it happens. And then, and again, nowadays with technology, I think I'm not saying it's a bad thing, but you see a lot of technicians on their phone YouTubing. You're like, wait a minute, we have all data. We have books. It went from go to the book and read and put your hands on to just click it and see what YouTube says. We'll figure it out.
Yeah, go to Identifix.
Oh yeah, I've seen it at dealerships where, you got 30 guys with $160 an hour flat rate, and the guy's on YouTube trying to diagnose a problem. You're like, well, what about all this equipment? What happened to the basics of taking interest and care about how to open it and do the wiring schematic. No, forget all that. Just go to YouTube, find a cheap video, and let's move.
Well, and that, that's something that kind of happens in the industry too. From where I'm at now is, everybody wants to replace a harness as opposed to find out which wire is bad and fix the bad wire. Become a diagnostician. Quit just being a parts replacer.
Yeah, very true. And the industry has a lot of those.
Very much so.
Shay, where can we find your book?
The book is located on Amazon, just Car Confidential, and it's there. It's already gaining momentum, which I'm excited about, and I can't wait to have. It's really a timeless book because you can go back and forth. You don't have to read it from beginning to end. It's got everything from what happens if I hit a car at 60 miles an hour. It's called Crashology. It talks about electric, what the reasons are. It's okay to buy electric, and the idea is great, but don't claim that you're saving the planet because you need to know what's behind the real carbon footprint of owning an electric car. That, and along with other things, it's a really breakdown fundamentals.
How many pages in the book?
348.
Easy read.
Very.
Yeah, and what a great Christmas gift for you.
That's what I'm thinking. I don't know that I could get a 16-year-old girl to read it, but I'm thinking some of what he just talked about, I'd like to read.
All right, well, we'll get one for you. How's that, Mars? That'll be your
I think we
Christmas
should,
present.
yes.
Yeah, I've posted a link on our social media to both Amazon and Goodread.com.
Shahe Koulloukian, we really appreciate you taking the time with us this morning. We thank you very much. Called Car Confidential, available on Amazon. Thanks again, my friend.
Thank you, gentlemen. Have a great day.
You do the same. All right.
Good idea for a book.
I think so.
Yeah, I think so too. We started the beginning of the hour doing our Heming's Motor News Sold Car Roundup. It's a little game that we play here, and I think it's time to finish that up. So how much do you think a 1978 Lincoln Continental, this is the two-door Continental, 78 Lincoln Continental, butternut yellow, how much do you think something like that would go for?
Black vinyl top?
Nope. I think it's either a yellow vinyl top or it's just painted. I don't know. It looks clean. It looks stock.
I'll say 6. Jeff said 4.
I was going to go 7,500.
$7,000. All you guys are pretty good there on that one. Yeah, at least that one.
Yep.
Here's one for you, Mr. Mars, a 2004 Jeep Grand Cherokee. It looks really clean, silver in color, nice factory stock wheels on it. 2004 Jeep Grand Cherokee. What do you think? Now, I don't know the miles. I don't know rust factor, none of that stuff. Just on the ball playing field. How much?
12,000.
12,000?
I'll say 8.
8?
I was going to go 12, but I'll go 13.
$7,500. What? I mean,
Yeah, I knew the Wrangler runs really high. Got big resale on it.
but this is the Grand Cherokee.
I thought it might do a little better.
It was the beginning of the Grand Cherokee craze.
The square body.
And they were hugely popular in
Yes,
their day.
yeah, most definitely. I had to throw this one in because I'm currently driving a Land Rover Defender. Did you see it out
Yeah,
there?
I saw it
Yeah.
driving in.
Yeah. 1974 Land Rover Series 3. That's that safari-looking one. 1974 model.
74.
Yeah, it looks clean. It looks like it clearly had a paint job. But, it is a Land Rover, so this is kind of like the British version of the Wrangler, kind of. It's an off-road that is known to be capable of being beaten up and still be able to drive it.
As opposed to the new ones. I'm sorry.
12. Give me 12.
Jeffrey says 12.
12.
Mikey?
I'm going 22.
Ooh. I'm going to say 8.
19,950.
Oh, wow.
Oh, wow.
19,950. Well, I mean,
Looks closest, yeah.
it looks good. There you go. There's a picture of it. All right. Well, while we're
Well, and my sister sitting here, we walked in and I figured out yours was a Land Rover there, and I said, "Oh yeah," I said something snotty about it because I'm not a fan of the Land Rover brand, and she goes, "Oh, you wouldn't tell him that?" I'm like, "I'd tell him that in a heartbeat."
and tell the rest of the world that too. I've had my experience with Jaguar Land Rover.
I didn't say that.
I know that. So
We know where you're
how
going.
about a 1948 Willis Overland Jeepster?
What you talking about?
A 1948. Now, this is a post-World War II vehicle, convertible top. It's got wide whites on it,
But
it's
it's the
red.
Jeep-
It's
the
red.
Jeepster.
It's red
Yeah.
with a white convertible top on it. It's not to be too sexist about it, but it's a girly car. Okay, a 48 Willis Overland Jeepster.
It matches your pumps.
22.
Ooh, good price.
How about you, Mars?
I'm going to say 18.
I'm going to go 25.
25, 28.
Oh, there you
good
go.
shot.
20. Yeah, you all right in the ballpark on that one. Okay, here's one for all of those guys that have their really fine leather shoes.
Okay.
A 2008 Aston Martin V8 Vantage,
Oh.
or as the people over there in Neederville say, that'd be the Vantage.
What year?
A 2008 Aston Martin V8 Vantage. It's convertible, it looks like. It's bad to the bone looking.
16.
16? Really? Okay.
I'm going to go 37 man buns.
Man buns. That's probably pretty good.
What year is it?
8.
A 2008 Aston Martin V8 Vantage.
Yeah. What'd you say?
16.
I was going to go 18 then.
How about $66,150?
For that kind of money, you could call it anything you want.
Yeah. Now here,
And I love Aston Martins,
I
but
do
they
too.
generally don't carry that kind of resale value.
This one does.
do you know what a lowboy is, right?
Mm-hmm.
Okay. So this is a 32 Ford Custom. It looks like a lowboy, which is where they've cut the body and lowered it down on the
Channeled
frame.
it.
Right. But we call it a lowboy. Okay. A 32 Ford Custom.
Fenderless.
Fenderless. It looks like a 1950s hot rod, but it's a modern version of that. Somebody has done a lot of work to it. It looks really good. It's red with a white convertible top on it.
32. Because we've seen some at
Yes,
Tortillas.
Yeah.
Tortillas.
32. What would you say, Mr. Mars?
I would say since it's channeled, I'd have to go to 40.
40.
I'll say 55.
How about 39,375? It's a nice car. There you go. Okay,
Oh,
the
yeah.
last two.
Very nice.
This is for Conrad. A 1991 BMW 850i.
Love the car.
1991 BMW 850i.
It had that M1 look to the front of it.
It has. This is a two-door. Looks like it's got aftermarket wheels on it. Has the hideaway headlights. It's a sports car. 91.
850i is the V12 engine.
Okay. It looks good. It's white.
18.
18. Okay.
17,452 and 28 cents.
Mars
14.
16.8.
Oh, my
That's how much the guy wants for the car. Then it's probably going to cost you at least another $20,000 to make it run. I don't know. I'm just teasing. I don't know. Okay, and our last one is a 1969 Plymouth GTX.
Yeehaw!
Oh,
A
boy.
69 Plymouth GTX, and it looks stock, and it
What
looks.
color?
It's red with a black vinyl top on it, and it looks good.
64.
How much?
64.
No.
Can't hit. Time's up. Come on, TikTok.
We got to go to
42.
break.
48.
42.
I was going to say 48.
55, 125.
Oh,
It looks really good. There's a picture of it.
GTX is a 440.
Okay. So that's our Heming Sold Car Roundup for this week, our little guessing game that we have. It's fun. We enjoy it. I hope you
Love
do
it.
too. Yeah. Okay.
George
Let's see.
said 16.8 for the BMW.
Yeah. Ford Motor Company dialing back planned output of the electric F-150 Lightning pickup by half next year because of quote-unquote changing market demand end quote. A steep pullback of a high-profile nameplate the automaker spent most of this year working to build in large numbers. According to a planning memo obtained by Automotive News, Ford has told suppliers to prepare for average volume of about 1,600 Lightnings a week at its Rouge Electric Vehicle Center in Dearborn starting in January. It had planned to assemble an average of 3,200 a week.
Oh, boy.
Toward an annual goal of 150,000. Output of gasoline-powered pickups at plants in Michigan and Missouri is expected to be essentially unchanged, the company said in a memo. News comes amid an industry-wide pullback in EV investment due to slower than expected sales
This
growth.
is my shocked look. I've been practicing.
My shocked look. I was going to say that's why it comes from the Rouge plant, because Henry's got the red ass over it, because the dealerships have got so much inventory of them right now.
Yeah.
You know, they can't give them away.
Tesla's price cuts have put pressure on some competitors this year, but a few brands are making inroads against the electric vehicle juggernaut. Notably, luxury kings BMW and Mercedes-Benz carving out bigger numbers of new EV registrations, according to the latest data from Experian. BMW more than quadrupled its EV sales from January through October. But understand, quadrupling it doesn't mean that they're selling.
Yeah, go from 2 to 8. That's quadrupling.
That's right. Tesla, by contrast, the dominant EV market leader, grew by just 6.9% in October from a year earlier. But still,
and the Cybertruck, they're delivering Cybertrucks right now.
go buy one. Ooh.
No, I think it's ugly.
I think it is. I think it's going to be a short-lived phenomenon, and everybody's going, ooh, there goes the Cybertruck. Okay, fine. Good luck on that. That's my take on it. I'm just not really impressed.
Totally agree.
EVs by brand. Tesla ranked market share 56.3% among EVs.
Of the EV market.
Second behind them is Chevrolet at 5.9%. And it continues to go down.
That's way behind.
Yeah. And from there, it keeps on going down. Ford, 5.8. Hyundai, 4.8. Rivian, 3.7. All the way down to Audi at 2.1%.
Go Audi.
Of the EV market.
And Mary said we're going to be 100% electric by 35.
Good luck to that. Yeah. Quick break now. We'll be right back. You're on the In Wheel Time Car Talk Show. You own a car you love. Well, why not let Gulf Coast Auto Shield protect it? Houstonian John Gray invites you to his state-of-the-art facility to introduce you to his specialist team of auto enthusiasts. We promise you'll be impressed. Whether you're looking to massage your original paint to a like-new appearance, apply a ceramic coating, install a paint protection film, nano-ceramic window tint, or new windshield protection called ExoShield, Gulf Coast Auto Shield is where Houston's car people go. Curbed your wheels? Instead of buying new, why not have them repaired? How about a professionally installed radar detector? Gulf Coast Auto Shield does that too. Get a peek inside the shop and look at the services offered by getting online and heading to gcautoshield.com. Better yet, stop by their facility at 11275 South Sam Houston Tollway, just south of the Southwest Freeway, and get a personal tour. Gulf Coast Auto Shield is your place to go for all things exterior. Call them today, 832-930-5655 or gcautoshield.com. The original group of Lupi Tortilla restaurants will have you telling your family and friends just what the original recipes mean when it comes to the best fajitas in Southeast Texas. Founder Stan Holt invites you to visit the original Lupi Tortilla near I-10 and Highway 6. Here's the original house that inspired the design of all the rest and the original charm that helped make Lupi Tortilla the go-to destination for Houston Tex-Mex. Speaking of original, nothing can compete with the original lime pepper marinade that everyone will agree makes Lupi Tortilla award-winning beef fajitas the best anywhere. Lupi Tortilla Katy is another location that gives you the same quality and service Houstonians have come to expect at Lupi's. It's located just off I-10 and the Grand Parkway at Kingsland Boulevard in Katy. Find yourself in Aggie Land? Head to the Lupi Tortilla in College Station, located just around the corner from Kyle Field. It's a great place to enjoy those famous frozen margaritas before or after the game. Headed east to Louisiana, stop in at the Lupi Tortilla in Beaumont. It too's on I-10. You can't miss it. The original group of Lupi Tortilla restaurants invites you in for the best Tex-Mex anywhere. The In Wheel Time Car Talk Show is now part of the iHeart family. Now you'll have access to 24/7 Car Talk anytime you need a fix. Just download the iHeartRadio app and ask for In Wheel Time Car Talk, and there we are. Be sure to save us in your iHeart library for instant access. No matter where you are, you have the best Car Talk show right on your PC, laptop, or mobile device and never have to worry about finding us again. Of course, you can always get access to our video and audio streams via InWheelTime.com and your favorite podcast channel, and all of this is free to you. From the iHeartRadio app, you'll not only hear our Saturday morning live show, but the best shows of the past, updated weekly. Never miss a minute of up-to-date new car reviews, pre-owned reviews, Conrad's Car Clinic, informative interviews, automotive news, and the most fun car talk show on the planet. Just download the iHeartRadio app, search for In Wheel Time Car Talk, save it to your library, and with a tap of the icon, you'll be in touch with your favorite Car Talk team. In Wheel Time Car Talk, streaming now on iHeart.com/In Wheel Time Car Talk. For this podcast episode of the In Wheel Time Car Show, I'm Don Armstrong, inviting you to join us for our live show every Saturday morning, 8 to 11 a.m. Central on Facebook, YouTube, Twitch, and our InWheelTime.com website. Podcasts are available on Apple Podcasts, Spotify, Stitcher, iHeart Podcast, Podcast Addict, TuneIn, Pandora, and Amazon Music. Keep listening, and we'll see you soon.